We are going to become word detectives. You're in year 6. You know an awful lot of words. There's a great deal of words that you know. But as wonderful as your teachers are, they cannot teach you every single word. You can all learn those new words by yourself, for yourself, by asking certain questions. And this is why we have these prompt cards in the classroom. These are to make you think and link. So before you start asking, oh, I don't know what that word means, I found a new word and I'm not sure what it means, I'm asking you to think and link. Because it builds up your word knowledge. Now, I want you to look at the picture on the screen here, and I want you to see what words come into your mind when you see that picture. When you see that picture, what words come into your mind. Now, there's no hands rule. That means nobody puts their hands up because everybody is thinking about the same thing. If you're not sure, that's okay, because we're here in the game to learn new words, to learn about things. I haven't learnt it yet. I've not thought about that yet. Saria, look at that picture and tell me what you think about that picture. What words come to your mind? Where is she? Sarah.
Short.
Short. Something short. Okay. Something short. So what I'm trying to do is get your prior knowledge, get what you know already. Hamza. Where's Hamza? Hello, Hamza. What? Can you tell me a word or something about that picture, please?
It's
Where is it?
under the sea.
It's somewhere in the sea, isn't it? It's somewhere in the sea. It's in the sea. Okay? Who's next? Nashwa.
A submarine.
It's something to do with a submarine, isn't it? Something to do with a submarine. Brandon. Where's Brandon? Brandon, tell me something else about that picture. Well done, it does look like a telescope. It does, it looks very much like a telescope. Well done. Well done, good lad. Okay, Tolu. Can you tell me anything else about that picture?
It looks like something that's perching out of the sea.
Good, something that's perching or perching. Yeah. Something or sticking out of the sea. Can we put sticking out of the sea? Right, so that, all of you, hope you have been thinking about similar sort of things. It looks very odd, doesn't it? It's definitely something odd. It's something perching, sticking out of the sea. It's in the water. You're so near with a telescope, young man. It's wonderful. We are going to now map a word, a new word, onto what you know. What you know about that. By using the questions of the prompt cards. So the first word detective prompt card you've done, because you have shown me what you already know about that word before you even put a label on it. You're in the word knowledge, you've got the word know. You know a lot, so do your thinking and linking to find out what you know already. You've described it. And the word for today is periscope. And that's why you were a superstar, because you were very near. You said a telescope, it's called a periscope. It is called a periscope. That could be a brand new word for you today, a periscope. But actually, you've already mapped that word onto a little bit of knowledge that you've got about just by looking at it. The next question, word detectives, is what does a periscope do? Does it make things? Does it eat? Does it play? So think and link. No hands rule though. All of you thinking about the same thing. Miss, could you choose the people for me? That would be lovely. So what does a periscope do? Who could we choose? Then?
It makes you look out of water when you're under the sea.
It can, you can look from, what did you say, sorry sweetie? Look.
You can look from lower ground to higher ground.
Well, you can look from lower ground
To higher ground.
to higher ground. We're going too fast for this machine. To higher ground. I also liked when you could do it under the sea. Somebody else?
Sharam.
Sharam, what does a periscope do, or what can you do with a periscope?
You can look in it like a telescope.
You can look in it like a telescope. You can look in it. And I like the fact you linked it to like a telescope. Well done. So that's what you can do with it. So the next question, word detected, is where can you find a telescope? Where can you do a periscope? No hands rule. Everybody thinking. Could you find somebody?
Georgina.
Anywhere in the ocean.
So could we just have them bobbing about, floating anyway? Be a detective. No hands rule. Be a detective. Link it a bit more. Where would we find a periscope?
Like in the middle or the end of the start of like an ocean.
Well, would it just be bobbing along all by itself?
You know, like
Could it be attached to something?
attached to like a bar.
Would it be just a bar floating? I am really digging deep now. You're really good. It's attached to something. Can I go and find somebody else, please? No hands rule. Do not worry, guys. You will be able to write all this down when you make your own word knowledge map. Could you find somebody else for me, please?
Hassan.
It's attached to a boat.
A boat. It will be attached. You will find it attached to oh, would it be a boat? Does a boat go on the water? A submarine. It will be in a submarine. Now, I know that you're going to be making your own periscope. You're not going to be in a submarine.
We already made up.
You're going to be making a periscope. So you can actually use a periscope to look at higher places, look at taller things. And the other thing with periscopes is you can look round corners. You can look round corners. And you're going to be making a periscope to look round corners. Your next question you've got to ask word detectives is a really important one, because this will show how well you've understood what a periscope is and what sort of thing it is. What category is a periscope? Is it an animal? Is it travelling in transport? Is it to do with food? Is it to do with getting dressed? What's it to do with? What category is it? Think and link. Miss, could you ask somebody, please?
Cameron.
What's it to do with?
Transport.
Is a periscope to do with transport?
Or it's just an object.
It's an object, and it's going to be connected with your science topic, light. It's to do with light. It's to do with light, and because of the light, the periscope helps you to do your science. So, word detectives, okay, what sort of thing is a periscope? Is it an animal? It's definitely not an animal, is it? It's definitely not something you eat. Now you're going to say, oh, it's a thing. I'm sorry, detectives in year 6, we want the real word. We want you to be scientists. We want you to use that word. No hands rule. It's a type of telescope which is a piece of a telescope, and a periscope, and a magnifying glass. Boys. They're all pieces of equipment. It's a piece of scientific equipment. It is a piece of equipment that uses mirrors. It uses mirrors. And it means the way you can see round the corners, or you can see up here, is because the light's going to come in here. There's a mirror here that causes the light to reflect down there, and at the very end of a periscope there is another mirror that means you can see, and your eye will be there looking at it. And it's a piece of equipment. It is just like a telescope is a piece of equipment. You are year 6, you can't be calling them things and stuff. We need those scientific words to be used. It's a piece of equipment. Can anybody else think of something else about the category? It's a piece of equipment that helps you see because of the light. I've not used the scientific word yet. I'm going to see if somebody can tell me that scientific word. And when the light is coming here, there's your mirror. Everybody think, put your hands down. Sit on them if you can't. Stop them floating up in the air. Miss. What's the word?
Reflection.
Thank you. It's the reflection of the light. Well done. It's when the light reflects onto the mirror down there, and that's how a periscope works, because it's a piece of equipment with mirrors that allows the light to be reflected down several ways, and you can see round corners, you can see higher things, or you can see outer waters. Thank you, lads, that's enough. Right, the next question. It will be asking you about its root word, but actually for periscope, because it's an object, it hasn't got a root word, it is the root word itself. So it is a periscope. It's a periscope. But for some words you might be using, like reflect is the root word. You could have reflect, reflecting, reflection, reflects. But for periscope there is nothing we will do with that prompt card. So, we have looked at what it means. I've done green, deliberately in green, because it's green for what it means. I'm now going to change my pen colour. And we are going to look at its sound. We're going to look at the sound. Okay? Periscope. Periscope. Right, all of you please, can you clap the word periscope? Periscope. Again. Periscope. How many syllables in periscope? 3. We've got 3. We now have to think about the size of the word. Okay? We're going to think about the size. We've got to decide, is it a short word like cat? Is it a medium word like table? Or is it a longer word like caterpillar? So, show me, word detective. Small, medium or large? What size is what size? Because it's got 3 syllables, it's a long word. If it's 2 beats, it's medium. If it's 3 or more, it's longer. The last thing we need to do is think its beginning sound. What does periscope begin with? What sound? I'll ask. Can I ask you? What sound does it begin with? Now, it begins with I am going to come round and borrow some of your beginning sounds of your names. and we're going to make some new rhyming words. Now when you do your own word map, which you will be doing one of those in very few minutes, you can make as many rhyming words as you like. We're only going to do a couple. So I would like to borrow your beginning letter, please.
L.
L, that's fine. Periscope, periscope, lariscope. A new rhyming word. I'd like to have your beginning letter, please. Or, oh, it's vowel, I can't use that. Give me a consonant. M will be fine. Periscope, lariscope, periscope. Lovely. Periscope. Okay, I am coming to this table and I'm going to get your letter. Oh, that's a vowel, I need a consonant. Which says so. Periscope, lariscope, periscope, periscope. Have you got the hang of that? Okay. Will you be able to make some of your own rhyming words? Okay, words very thought. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. The way we're going to finish this off, so you remember it, is we'll do word sign. Really simple. I know you're year 6, but we're going to use a nursery rhyme tune because it's easy to do. Are you ready? Join in. I know you sing because I have seen some of you in King George's Hall singing. I've seen the big sing and I've seen you do that. So I know you can all sing. So light, tight and bright, please. Are you ready? The word of the day is periscope. 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 The word of the day is periscope. Listen for the light word, periscope, because it's all to do with your science topic, light. And the periscope is where you have got the light reflecting because of the way the machine, that piece of equipment, is constructed. Let's do it one more time because I want to make sure you've got that word periscope, and it's 3 beats, and you can find it as a piece of equipment to look round corners, to look at things higher, and to actually look out of the water from a submarine. So are we ready? The word of the day is periscope. Periscope, periscope. The word of the day is periscope. Listen for the light word, periscope. Dojos, everybody. Brilliant. Well done. We have now got on your tables, at the underneath, on the tables, you will have your own.